about a couple of things. Markets are sketchy, very sketchy here right now. All right, so you got the futures. You know, they kind of they kept coming back down, bringing them back in. So now I'm looking at them on the overnight here, and so far it's just been just chopping around, man. My mama told me you better chop around. All right, so and that's exactly what they're doing. So you can see here on the SPY, we're just chopping up here, right? So there's a couple things that I want to talk about the SPY, and then we'll go through just a few names. Nike reported after the close today. She's down about 1.5% this, right? So she's coming back inside on Nike. We'll pull that up and we'll see what we got there. So NKE, Nike, coming back down 58.59. All right, so 58.95 to the downside. So miss there on Nike to the downside, as you can see. All right, they tried to actually rally back up a little bit when they first came out with the numbers. They went positive actually for about a second. All right, and then they bring them back in. All right, so Nike, Puker, you know, Macy's kind of fell apart too with the 2-2 back down here. It was actually the 2-3 that triggered down, and now a little bit lower here this morning, this evening. All right, 23.14. Not much showing us there. Macy's has been pretty good, but you know, are we going to be able to go back up and triangle out the month? You know, that's the trick at this point. All right. So on that mode, we talk about retail a little bit. We can look at some other names here as long as we're looking in there. Let's just kind of zip through the sectors here. So XLE, as you see here, now this is the one that you can't see here, that's the monthly, okay? So you know, so I want you guys to be able to see my big Chicago Midwest Stock Exchange. We changed it to the Chicago Stock Exchange, and now it is located down in Texas, believe it or not. All right, so, but I was there, long time. Me and Rob sat next to each other for a long time. All right, so yeah, what's called the MIDI? We called it the MIDI, right? The MIDI, that was the nickname that we had for the Chicago Stock Exchange. It was called the Midwest. When I first went there, 1988, something like that. I was at CBOE before that. All right, so XLE, man, Puker down on the week here, Puker down on the day. All right, 2-2 back down on the day on XLE. Garbage, right? Garbage, XLU, the utilities, down with them here. It did take a day up today now, but surrendered a lot at the end of the day, coming back down with this move. I'm sorry, with this move here, right here. All right, actually, we're trying to go back up a little bit, so, and then we zip down, right back down again. All right, so XLU, you know, we don't have full time frame continuity. We're starting to get full time frame continuity on the futures, and unfortunately, they're going the wrong way. But that's fine, because we can make money while the market goes down. Okay, so XLU, you're hanging in there with the week, I gotta say. All right, so this is just keep this day just kept it alive here. And tomorrow's Friday, so we're going to be wrapping up the week, and we'll be going into the third week here already. Jeez. All right, so this December's just been flying. All right, so we got that, and then we could talk about XRT and our retailers. Still holding up well on the monthly on the XRT. Right? Still holding up pretty solid. And now we got an inside week here, all right? so we got an actionable signal inside on the week, and it doesn't look like it's probably going to get out of there. So we're going to be looking to see 2-1 wear. All right, and right now they're down on the lower side here at 87.29. Well, so not much on the overnight to talk about. And they tried to rally it back up in here and then puked again. So this choppiness right here is just not telling us anything. Okay, this is just garbage. The only thing I can say right good about this thing right now is that it's still holding up the month fairly decently. All right, so but to get this thing back up, you're going to have to get this 2-1-2 back up, and you're going to need to get some days to start to get better. And we'll see about that on the retail. It's been pretty strong, and obviously you can tell just by looking at that monthly. All right, so a little better there. All right, and then we look at the discretionaries. There's another one here holding that green month pretty good, right? And discretionaries have been pretty good. We talk about Chipotle Mexican Grill. We talk about Cheesecake Factory. We talk about all the places that you go to eat. And it's discretionary because it's your discretion as to where you want to go eat. Olive Garden? I like Olive Garden. It's not bad. All right. XLY. All right. So we in this group, we could look at XYZ, Brinkers. What's Brinkers doing? Brinkers not doing so good, but it is trying to hammer up inside the month right now. All right, so it's got that going on. Full-time frame continuity to the downside, except for a couple of 30s and 60s down here, so can't really shoot her down. All right, so holding this one's not as great. All right, and then DHI, right? Doc Hortons, DHI, DR Horton. Is that the home builder? I think I get mixed up with that one sometimes. Yeah, that one is. All right, I think it's DRI. Darden. Anybody? Darden. There you go. Darden. Darden holding up pretty good. All right, Darden holding up pretty good on your discretionaries. That's a definite nice week up. Today kind of finished with the red inside here, so it ran up and then kind of puked it out a little bit coming back down. All right, so it's kind of a nasty day. All right, so DRI is a little bit better there. McDonald's, that's a discretionary stock. It's also a Dow Jones Industrial stock. And look at McDonald's. And I've been talking about McDonald's, right? I said 320. Did I say this 320 about 3 or 4 days ago? We were there, guys. We got the 322. All right, so we backed off. Now, do we advance from there? I think McDonald's might have some more room to the upside still, but there's a bug in the market of sorts. All right, so McDonald's a little bit better. I know that Starbucks is a discretionary because it's your discretion to go to there if you'd like to. 2-2 up in the month. I don't like their regular coffee, but their lattes are just crazy good, especially at this time of year. All right, you get the brulee if you're into that kind of thing. Yeah, and that is a nice thing. All right, so Starbucks holding up pretty good, all right, with your discretionaries. So as you can see, why XLY is a little bit better. And we look at Shake Shack. Shake Shack is all over Europe too, and they've been expanding. Now it's going to shoot her down today because it gapped up. Look at that, and it went and filled the gap on the same day. You don't rarely see that too often. All right, so we gapped up, and then we came right back inside to the mainland there. So we'll see see if these guys can hold up. We know that the discretionaries, but solidly by themselves, and nobody else, coming along for the ride. It's going to be hard for these guys to continue to advance. But as right now, these XLYs are doing pretty good. All right, We know that XRT and we know XOY, and those are all cyclicals, all right? They're all the same stocks. They're just different, retail is retail. Walmart, I sold some up there. I should have sold it all up there at 116. It got up to 117. So now I'm still holding some and, looking for this reversal to turn things around and get going again now. Then today was kind of awful. Shooter down day on the outsider. So that's not my favorite thing to see. Chopping up here, I think Walmart gets back. I'm long from 105, so I'm still in it. I'm still in there. But I'm protecting already at this point. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not gonna. When you get a gain like this, and this is one of the things that I'm going to start talking about a little bit more is about when you get in a position, what are you doing with that position? How are you managing your position? Because let me tell you something. That is something that you really got to get your arms around, and you gotta know, and you gotta know what do you want. All right, when you go in to buy a stock or whatever you do, it's like you have to have a goal going in, and that's why I say when I go into a position, I typically look for a spot for this thing to go. Like I said, McDonald's, right? So it went up. I was talking a few days ago. It was trading at 316. I remember saying John 316, and it made the move up there. So now pick your spot. Where do you want to be? What do you want to make? And then kind of like, and then just have confidence that it's going to get to the place where you wanted to get to. And sometimes, and more times than not, it's not going to happen. You're not going to get to that magic number. But what's good for you? If you get some money in this trade, like for me here, I probably should have dumped all that on Walmart up at $17 and hearsay now. All right. And now I'm in a position where I've given up $3, and here I am, like protecting and hoping that to see if things can turn around and give me a reversal. But there's some things, like I said, there's a bug in the market right now, and something's going on. And what did I talk about silver? I talked a lot about silver too. And what did I say about silver? There's something inherently wrong. All right, silver should not be running like this. Okay, this is unheard of. Okay, so this is it's screaming at us. Okay, but where and when? You know what I mean? So there's that. Okay, we'll go back to the sectors that we were talking about. Okay, so we talked about retail, we talked about discretionaries, we talked about utilities, and we talked about energy. XLF, I think, kind of stalled out a little bit. That's what I think here. I mean, still holding the month up really good. You got the week comes in, so this is kind of putting the brakes on the whole thing here right now. All right, with this 2 on the week. All right, now it did get up to 55.31, and then you see it's just chopping down here. All right, so my mama told me you better chop around. All right, so we're going to have to watch this chop. All right, and see how this is going to shake out. All right, and banks are kind of tied to the diamonds pretty good, and the S&P 500 pretty good. All right, so I think maybe it's got a little bit more in the diamonds. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on the banks. All right, the banks have been doing really wonderful. When you pull them up here, I mean they've been moving pretty good. All right, there's your J.P. Morgan holding up the month pretty good, not too bad, right? It's kind of thinned out now because I think it's stalled out. That's what's happened now. The banks have completely come to a stalled stop. And the question is now, are they going to join the party of the guys that are starting to head south, or are they going to hold? And they don't need to advance; they just don't need to go down. Okay, so if like stocks, I say all this about stocks. If you're not buying them, they will come down. Okay, it's just as simple as that. All right, so Goldman Sachs, again, holding up pretty well, right? Bank of America is like up at all-time highs right now. All right, it's $56. It's crazy. Holding up pretty good, but I start to see a crack coming down here. All right, I'm starting to see this crack, right? We got this red week inside now. We're going to come inside next week, some guys. Um, we're going to come somewhere in here, right? Where did we go? 54.26. So right around in here is where we're going to be. Like if this was Friday, we would be looking at coming in right inside here again. All right, that's gonna put a little pressure on the month. Okay, and the month is running out of time. Running out of time as well. So, all right, so Bank America. I'm not going to go through a lot, but Wells Fargo. Look at Wells Fargo holding up pretty well. All right, and I got that. Notice everywhere we got that weak red. Okay, because this is like this disease that's moved into the market a little bit, and we saw it again today with this. We'll talk more about that at the end. All right, so Wells Fargo holding up pretty good, but the week coming back inside. So I'm not blowing the whistle and saying banks are going to go down. But all I say is that if you are in a position in banks, this is where you want to be protecting up here, especially if you got from a lower price. All right. If you're a long-term holder, then that's completely different. All right. But if you're watching the stock market daily, every day, and you're in front of the computer all day long, you have a completely different perspective. And again, I don't know what you do, so I just talk randomly, and hopefully that I connect with somebody and kind of picks it up where I'm coming from. All right, so you get the idea. All right, so banks, it's just a week, but it's a week. Okay, so we'll see. All right, so Wells Fargo pretty good. Citibank has been really good. All-time highs here. Look at this guy, man. Really, really strong on the Citibank. No sign of break-in here. Is there exhaustion risk? Of course there is. The move that's taken out. Look at the year it has had. All right, Citibank just having a wonderful year. Going into the new year, what's stopping it right now? Okay, this one's holding up pretty well. But if the rest of the group starts to come down, they will drag you down, man. Okay, and we'll see about that. All right, I'm going to leave the banks alone there. All right, and then we talk about Vanguard and some of those these real estate stocks. Real estate stocks, right? What a year! You want to talk about chop? Look at that. That's a chop year if I've ever seen. These should be better, in my opinion. I think they should be better, but they're not. All right. So this was it. This was April. We had that April. It's everywhere. Any chart you look at, you'll see April. So 2-1 inside here. Looking to finish the year with the insider. I'd say more chopping. My mama told me. All right, that's what I'm saying. You're gonna get. Unless you get something a 2-1 or 2 that starts to break down again, we will see. All right, we will see about that. But you get it. Here's the well. I think Well's been better. Yeah, look at Well had a real nice year, and then now disappointment here coming into Christmas. All right, is Santa gonna come to town, man? I don't know right now. It doesn't look so good. Santa's like up there sitting around going, I don't know if I want to go fly into these guys. So I'm leery and I'm Larry. All right, I'm leery and Larry both. All right, so this trade is pretty good. These things should move at 5 to 7% a year, maybe a little bit more than that. But that's what you're going to get out of the real estate stocks. Okay, so that one we got, and then we got XLK, and that's the whole enchilada with the 2-2 down. All right, now this is all of our AIs and and everybody else that is involved. We can talk about stocks, about these tech stocks, and especially these AI stocks forever. Um, the one thing that the AI stocks are doing is they're not getting killed. Okay, I see this AFDO, man, from 414 down to 329. Yeah, yeah, that's pretty horrific, but that's the stock. That's how it rolls. Okay. Um, I sold that stock at 409, and I ain't bought nothing back yet. I'm not doing anything with this thing. 2-2 down on the week here. All right. So I don't. You know what I mean? There's no reason to buy this stock right now. All right. There's no reason to even be in these trades right now. I think. All right. Now they are coming down, and that's good. All right. So we're gonna see if they can really capitulate. All right, and start to really do a little bit more damages. For me, that's and the charts will tell us. All right, and that's at the end of the day, that really is it. I think Google is just the strongest of the bunch, and I think that she's finishing the year now with this one inside, with the AI trade coming. Do they have the money? Are they gathering the money? There's a lot of moving pieces with this AI business. All right, but the charts are telling us right now is that they're coming off of all-time highs, off of a broadening formation, and these are the things that we look for. This is the broadening formation. We make this higher high, and now we got this 2-1-2-2 back down. All right, so trying to firm up there a little bit, but that's what you see right now. This is a 2-1-2-2 back down. All right, so and know that that the S&P 500 is mostly tied into all these tech stocks, and then the Qs. I don't think that people don't understand the Qs. The Qs it's an ETF. All right, it's an index of stocks, and it typically has these stocks involved in them. So the triple Qs it's an ETF though. All right, the S&P 500 is the S&P 500, right, and they're all tied into our tech world. Excuse me, and every other thing that we look at. All right, so Google, except for retail and stuff like that, we'll start going into Dow and different things like that. All right, so and then small cappers, you got the small cappers as well. There's big four major sectors. All right, so Google a little bit, a little nervy, come back down. I think sympathy with the devil kind of thing. And then Apple, I think Apple, I'm still in it. My average is like 270. Right, another shooter down. Another one that I haven't protected really yet. Coming back up here now today, trying to hammer that back up there with that red hammer. We'll see. All right, it's down in the week. Most guys are down 2 on the week, or 2-2 down on the week. All right, and I'm not going to go. There's so many I can go into, but I'm going to brag about Microsoft because I still got it, and today it really made a nice move for me. And then all this business started again. Well, what did I do? I bought more. All right, I bought more down here. And then they tried to get back up at the end of the day, but then they couldn't hold it, and then they fell apart, coming back down again. All right, so Microsoft I think is holding up well, but look at that today. We got up to 489.51. That was a nice move. At one point we were up almost $12 on Microsoft today. All right, so Microsoft is good. I think Microsoft is hanging around. I don't see Microsoft going. Grandpa is doing great. All right, don't worry about Grandpa. We'll see about it. All right, so Microsoft again. That's our XLKs. That's our tech world. All right, and then there's SMH, which is another one. It's like it's the same thing. It's the same thing as the Qs. It's an ETF. All right, so SMH up $8 today. This one you can follow just like you follow the triple Qs. All right, it's the same way there. All right, it's just a little bit cheaper here, right? About 300 bucks. All right, so XOK, XLP. I made a little bit of money today on this one, and I fell apart. I was trying to get the tree one tree, and I didn't get it, but I got stopped out. It was really no harm, no foul. I was really rooting for this to go tree one tree, but could not do it. And then you see what happens for missing it, right? Boom. That's what you get that's what you get when you fall in love. You go like this. All of a sudden. Not for all. All right, but there's a song in there somewhere. All right, so XLP, a little better, a little worser, I should say. All right, he said worser. All right, so what else we got there? X, and we talked about XRT. We talked about what didn't I talk about? XLB. Gold and silver and all that stuff. XLB, holding up well because of gold and silver. I gotta say, what a choppy year too, huh? And then you get in that same group, you got like all them chemicals, like DuPont. DuPont had a nice year. Look at that. They had that since April, right? DuPont did really good. All right, Ecolabs. These are all the things that you buy to clean facilities. Right? I used to do that. I know how to clean really good. I'm a good cleaner. Ecolabs 260, 292 up $1 today. This is good. Not much here chopping on the rest of the year. All right, so but the miners, all right, the miners and the Newmont minings and the Coeur d'Alenes and the BTGs and all those other stocks that move that are tied into metals. All right, so XLB is the metals, and it's also a lot of all these chemicals and the things that we use every day in our lives. What else? Let's see. I'll just go a couple like single ones. Tesla just finishing strong on the year. I mean, what can you say about Tesla? It's going back to 500 bucks, guys. It's going to be hard to break Tesla at this point. This 3-2 whopper on the month here. I can't buy it up here. I can't short it up here. You gotta wait until there's something happens and something comes inside. Look for an actionable signal inside on a weekly, and then maybe. All right, now it ain't gonna even happen on a daily. It's probably gonna happen on a week or a month. All right, watch for the month coming back inside, something like that. All right, because that one's gonna be tough to turn around. And let's talk about weed, man. I mean, what's going on with the weed? Jesus. The dispensaries all over Chicago, man. Look at it, just a crap year. And I don't know what this trade's all about. Somebody tipped something off here. I think something shady going on here. And then you get this move up there, and then they puke it out, and then they try to finish again here now with the month. It's up like 60% for the month in Tilray. All right, so I don't know. I don't know the weed trade. Somebody should have told me what was going on. Somebody should have told me, hey, there's going to be a 3-month move up on Tilray. It's like, no, nobody would have ever, But we also know that classifying it from class 1 to class 3 is going to change a lot of things if he does change that. It sounds like he's gonna. He's no fan of any of this business, but I don't know. All right, so anyhow, there you go. So the weed trade is still good, man. I think it's still good. I think there's more room there still. All right. Okay, now I'm going to finish because I've already been talking for 29 minutes. All right, I'm going to go back to the SPY, guys. All right, so why has the market been going down? Why has the market been so crappy? Well, we talked about this, and I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know if you followed that video that me and Jermaine did over the a couple weeks ago. Not even a couple weeks ago. It was a week ago, and we talked about spy. We talked about everything. You know, we talked about all kinds of stuff. But I did make a notice of saying that we had made a double top on the monthly right here. Okay? And, you know, and today I was looking again and I looked at the daily. You know, nobody made a higher high here. So oddly, ever since this has really gone into force. Okay? You know, and we were talking about it, and we were trying to, it goes into force, right? Well, it goes into force. So what we look for, let's pull it up on the daily, because this is kind of what we look for. When you get this, see the head, you see this, right? You get this move here, so you get the higher high there, right? And then they break a little bit, they come in. This is important, all right? Coming into this area right in here. Now, look at this guy, right in the middle of it all, too. All right, so this big three here, I just put these numbers up today. I mark things down into stages. Now, yesterday we had the lower low on SPY. And today we were a 2 because we made the higher high, but we came back inside. All right, so looking at this in a bigger picture, coming off of that double high, all right? So there you go, right? It never busted out and got above, all right? So we got to here, and then we got to there. So there's our double top. The big thing is that nobody ever made the higher high, okay? So now this has really kind of gone into force here, and look what's happened since this, okay? Since this day, all right? Since this day, we've had nothing but headaches here coming back inside, right? So now we're going to be looking for actionables, and I think that somewhere inside here is where some of this might get resolved in this area down here. All right, so I've been reading about this, and I was researching it, and I'm going to get more information on it. But it's definitely we definitely got a double top, and we definitely have is in force because we have moved down. Okay, now can this thing continue to keep us down? Yes. Okay, and we're coming off a monthly too. All right, so we're trapped inside here right now, so we got to let this thing. Where do we go? I'm over here kind of thinking, are we going to somewhere down in this area? I have no idea where the S&P 500 was. If it was, I'd be a genius. But all I can say is that since this thing has gone into force, it is staying down. All right, and that's for sure. Shoot her down now today again. And where are we at right now? All right, where are we at right now? Looking at the S&P 500. Where are you trading at right now? I'll pull it up right now, folks. 675.90. 675.90. That doesn't break the day. 674.89 does. We're looking at magnitudes, guys. Now this is what we got to do. We got to rely on our magnitudes. If this comes down and makes a new magnitude and doesn't break that low, and then you start to look for higher lows. Okay? All right. So I think this is something that is gone rotten in Denmark a little bit, and we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. But for right now, it's in the pudding here, man. All right? It's been coming down. All right? Market's been down. So if you're in positions with long stocks, protect them. If you're holding them long term, then have them in an IRA. And don't worry about them. All right? Don't even look. We looked at that Procter & Gamble. I showed you that yearly, that took almost out a 3-year. I'm Procter and Gamble. That's something you want to put in your IRA. All right. Look at it, got down again today, down to 138.48. No, that's the monthly. 2 back down. All right. This thing was where it busted down, right? And that took out the yearly. So I think I showed you guys this already. I'm gonna show you again. All right. That low right there that I showed you, that's that low right there at 138.14. I think that's exactly what the number was. 138.14. Am I right? Yes. 138.14. All right. It's moved up on us a little bit. Okay, so we kind of missed it a little bit. I was really wanted to take out the just take out the 2 year. All right, but we'll see now. All right, because I mean, look at this. They finish this with the week. They were surrendering here. They were surrendering here on the week here, the last couple days, right? You made that move back up. So that made that move right there. It made the 2 up, created that, and then it was the 1 coming back down. All right, and the 2 coming back down. So this is where we align now. All right, so I think that's a 138. That's 138.14, right? I think so. Yeah. So there's our 138.14. Can we get down back there? Can we get anywhere near there? All right. There's still time to get in this trade, but it did move up pretty good from them lows. So we'll see what happens from there. All right. And 36 minutes, way too much, man. No one's gonna listen to me. You see my sign behind me? That sign right there, yeah, that's Midwest Stock Exchange 100 years. I was there for 30 of them. All right, so we're gonna leave it there. All right, and we'll see what happens. I'm definitely concerned about the way the futures are right now. We're gonna watch our magnitudes, man. That's really all we can do. And keep your keep your ear to the ground, and try to get some information about things that are happening within the markets. Okay, that's what I do. All right, so everybody have a wonderful rest of your day. Christmas is coming soon. Get some shopping. Get with your family. Appreciate your family. Don't go triangling out your relationships with people. Just be good, man. Just be good, right? It's so simple. All right, but this is what I ask